In this session, you will learn how to optimize your Amazon product listings for international marketplaces so that you stay ahead of your competition. Our guest today will be Jana Krekic from YLT Translations. It's an agency which helps to localize Amazon product listings for sellers around the globe. And before we continue with the content, I wanted to mention that this session is part of Seller Fest online virtual event, which is sponsored by a few companies. The first one is Carbon 6. It's a suite of tools that makes it easy to optimize and streamline every aspect of Amazon business. You can check the link below in the description to see what tools they offer. The second company which is sponsoring this video is Getida. It's an Amazon FBA auditing company, and they help to maximize FBA reimbursements for sellers of any size. Check the link below in the description together with an offer. And finally, last but not least, Quartal is also sponsoring this session. It's a artificial intelligence powered advertising optimization platform that helps Amazon sellers and brand owners to get the most of the potential in e-commerce platforms. And again, Quartile link you will find below in the description. While you're watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And this session I'm hosting together with Lisette. Hello, Lisette.
Hi, Augustas. Thank you so much, and happy to be back here. And also welcome our today's guest, Jana. Hi.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. It's good to be back at Orange Click events.
Yeah, so our older Orange Click followers definitely know you already, but for those who are new, could you first introduce yourself and tell us a little bit what you do in the Amazon space?
Sure. So my name is Jana, and I'm the owner of YLT Translations, and we basically help sellers optimize their content for all international marketplaces, or as I like to say it, we translate your content into sales. This is what we basically do, and we are niched down to Amazon only and the most well-known in the space.
Okay, perfect. So today you will do first a short presentation, and then you will answer to all of the viewers' questions as well. So meanwhile you get your presentation ready, then I want to remind to the viewers that anytime you have a question for Jana, type it into the chat box and we will address that in the end of the presentation. So yeah, go ahead, share your screen, and we are ready for your presentation.
So yeah, today's session will be about how to get ahead of your competitors using your keywords. And a lot of times you guys heard me talk about listings and products and content and localization, but this is something which is the most important thing. And we've been testing out different tools in order to get like the best optimization possible. And this presentation is going to be like a summary of what we've basically learned in the last year. So the content is fresh, and I haven't shared much about what we've been up to, but we've got some great results, and I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you guys. So basically, as an example of a product that I want to run by all these new strategies that we have is a diaper bag. So basically, bag that contains diapers, you can carry it with yourself everywhere. And the thing is, I want to stick to English so everybody understands. I know like the European audience speaks more than one language, but usually it's good to just kind of explain everything through English examples. So the majority can understand. So if we take those like localization, which I mentioned, and if you apply it to this diaper bag, this is where what illustrates the most, like the difference between keywords. And we still get sellers that just translate the keywords from one language to another. Don't do that, because they're probably not going to be the same keywords. So let's take, for instance, like this diaper bag on the US marketplace, and let's just type diaper bag on the UK marketplace because it's English and it's all the same language, right? Unless when it's not. So basically, if we take keyword research and we analyze it, let's say from Helium 10, this is what you get in the US version of the keywords. You have the diaper bag. That's like the main keyword. This is how you call this product. And then in the orange one, we can see that those are localization variations of a keyword. Baby shower gifts, and then we're also gonna get the Spanish ones because the majority of the population in the US is Hispanic. So that's why we'll have tons of like these Spanish keywords in your research. Now, when we compare this to UK keyword research, first of all, this diaper bag marked in purple, which was the main keyword and how you call this bag, is not the top keyword because you basically call this a changing bag or nappy changing bag. There's like a big difference because you have diapers in the US and you have nappies in the UK. And we've recently had a seller who was selling diapers, and she was using the diapers keyword in the UK to rank for her products, for baby products. But basically, you use the word diapers in the UK to define adults diapers. So she was basically being ranked for wrong product. So if we take a look at this like UK keyword list, we have the changing bag. Basically, that's the forte keyword for this product. And then when it comes to localization keywords here, you have the nappy changing bags, you have the pram bag, which is the stroller, you have nappy changing backpacks, baby bags for prams, and so on. So there are no baby shower gifts because baby shower is not as big of a celebration day as it is in the US. And also, for instance, you're gonna have here prams, and here you don't have any strollers. So the difference is quite big. And also what's interesting, diaper bag with changing station here, you don't have that in the UK because there are no changing stations. So by translating any of those, you will not gonna get any real keywords in the UK. And that's the biggest problem here. Now, yeah, I mentioned the diapers here in the US, which are essentially how we call the diaper product. But here in the UK, you're gonna have nappies as well in your research, and basically this is the product you want to be ranked for. Now, when we look at the German marketplace, you're gonna have tons of these things. You're gonna have the Wickeltasche, which is a changing bag, which is basically the main keyword that you're gonna use. And then you have the baby bag, the baby rucksack. You're gonna have different sizes. This is like how it looks like. So there's like nothing close to what you got in the UK and the US. So no baby showers, no changing stations, no strollers. Basically, just changing the diaper bag. That's basically what the main keyword for this is. Baby Tasche as well. As I said, if you put the word count as number 1 is helium 10, which is very important for you to do because otherwise you're going to have just 2 different separate words building a long tail keyword. And by putting the word count as 1, you're going to get like longer keywords made of 1 word. This is definitely what you want to be ranked for. A lot of times you're going to miss on these big compound words because you don't get them in the result because you didn't put the word count as number 1. Now let's take a look at the competition and how bad or how good of a job they're doing. So this Rubelino is a top competitor from this niche. And we can see that they have this Wickelrucksack, Wickeltasche, Wickellaufer, blah, blah, blah. But then we can see that they're all repeating the same keywords in the body of the listing, so in the bullets. Also, what's very interesting that this Wickeltasche rucksack, if we take, let's say I like to take 15 competitors. Only 5 from these 15 competitors are ranking this as a broad keyword, which means they kind of have something in between Wickeltasche and rucksack as 2 words. And only 2 out of 15 are ranked for the exact same keyword. And now if you take a look at here in the list, the Wickeltasche is top 10 keywords. So this is basically a very, very important keyword. And it's good to know that Wickeltasche rucksack is also important keyword. It's not in, let's say, top 20, but it also has high volume, and that none of those competitors, basically just 2, are ranked for this word. And this is the overview of all of the titles that all of the competitors have. And this is like, you can see and you can align all of the titles, and you can see where these keywords are. And like highlighted in yellow are the only 2 products that rank for this in the title. If this is like a highly searched volume keyword, if it's highly relevant, you definitely want to have it in the title. So why don't the rest of the competitors don't have this in the title? It's because surprisingly, a lot of sellers who have expanded on international marketplaces, they don't care much about their content as they do care about the content written in English, because they don't understand it and they don't think it's important. And that's why there's like tons of products and tons of niches in international marketplaces that you can dominate, just because the sellers don't think the content is that important. I've seen this happen with highly competitive products, tons of niches. We've been testing this out for the last year, and this is what we came to this conclusion. A lot of times when people also start their honeymoon period, they think like, oh, okay, so PPC campaigns and the keywords in them, they're the most important thing, pictures and all of that. But that's where everybody's wrong, because without the keywords in your front-end listing, nobody's going to be able to find your product. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. You did a great job with everything else. Nobody's going to be able to find your product. And then that's why after 5 or 6 months, your sales start slowing down. Maybe you get like bad reviews because people don't understand your content. And when you wonder like, hey, so what's wrong? What is making my product not selling well? It's 95% of the cases is going to be that you have a very poor written content. Vikatasha Kinderwagen, also very, very good keyword, highly ranked. Also, none of the competitors are ranking for this exact keyword anywhere in their listing. This is your chance to shine and to beat your competitors, because none of them is using this keyword anywhere in their listing, not in the title, not in the bullets. As I said, if this keyword is not super high search volume, let's say up in like top 30, but it still has decent search volume, this one has around 3,000, which is still decent. You want to put it in your 4th or your 5th bullet. So I would save everything that's like top priority for title and the first 2 bullets. And then I would put this in the 4th or 5th bullet if it's not that highly ranked. But this is like that. This is something that gets you ahead of the competitors that don't have the content. So now when we talked about this diaper bag, we've seen that basically there are 2 keywords. One that basically only 2 of your competitors are ranked for, and the second one which we have no one ranked for. So this is really crazy, and this gives you opportunity to do something more and something better. And also when it comes to the tool that we've been using Data Dive, and we've been combining that with Helium 10. What's very important to understand with the Data Dive is the Data Dive would only give you the results that are very, very relevant for your keywords. So you're going to get the search volume, you're going to get the ranking juice, and you're going to get the relevancy. That's all very important. What you want to do is like you want to find the keyword that is relevant, but let's say that maybe 3 or 4 competitors are using, but that's going to give you like a lot of like great like ranking juice. And I'm going to talk more about that and more in-depth strategy that we've been using in the VIP session, because there I'm going to go like step by step and explain how to use the keywords in your giveaways, and also how to beat your competitors by actually writing a really, really good listing. And what's very, very important for you to remember is that when you want to go abroad, when you want to go to different marketplaces, you definitely have the chance to beat the competitors, even if it's the crazy competitive product. There are some keywords that you can find that none of your competitors are ranked for, because they don't really realize how to do good content on other marketplaces. We've had sellers that have like 7 to 8, 9 figures, great, amazing sellers, but they suck at international marketplaces. And this is where your chance is. And I've recently just found out that Amazon is going to launch Belgium, it's going to launch Chile, Colombia, Nigeria, and South Africa within the next year. Actually, at the end of 2024, all these 5 countries are going to be launched. So I suggest that you focus on international expansion. Amazon has been pushing it. They clearly see the value in it. And you can definitely also build your profit, and you can increase your sales like that. So that's it for me. And this is something that can definitely help you. And we have some crazy case studies and some really good results just by finding those keywords that you're competitors are not ranked for, and you can all do that using Helium 10 and Data Dive. What I also suggest doing, the keeping Helium 10, because in Data Dive, we're not going to get a lot of different keywords. You're going to get the relevant ones, but there are a lot of products where we would get like maybe 1 or 2 relevant keywords, let's say on Spanish marketplace or other marketplaces, whereas Helium 10 will still feed you with a lot of keywords that you can use in the bullets or you can use in your description. That you will not be able to find in Data Dive, but like combining these 2 tools, you can definitely get ahead of your competitors, and you can find something that they don't even know exists. And we've never seen such great results before combining these 2 tools. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this interesting presentation. And also, viewers, if you enjoyed what Jana just explained about how to do better keyword research for different markets, then definitely like this video and also subscribe to our channel. And we will soon answer the questions you have for Jana as well. But before that, let's talk about your VIP video.
So first I wanted to mention that because this video is part of Seller Fest Online virtual event, we talk to every speaker presenting, and we ask them to deliver additional, we call it VIP video, so additional content, additional presentation. And we have all this, you will find the link below in the description, which you can access and see this page, and to see what every speaker is offering in an additional video. And Jana, can you give us an overview what you will be sharing in the additional video?
Yes, so I will definitely give you like I take your hand from start to finish, and I explain to you how to build the listing and how to see how big your ranking juice is for your title. Let's say like you have like 2 or 3 competitors that have, let's say 400,000 in total ranking juice of the keywords in the title, and how to write that in order to be higher ranking juice for the title or for bullets or for anything else, and to how also to find good keywords for your product. And this is something that I've never shared before, and I'm like really curious to see like how many people get interested, because this is what we've seen that causes great results. Those loopholes where you can like just gonna squeeze in something new and basically beat your competitors, and this has been working fantastically well, especially in the last 6-7 months. So this is like something the newest when it comes to like the listing optimization, also on international marketplaces. The only downside with this could be potentially that you don't have a lot of competitors and it's not that highly competitive marketplace. In that case, there are not going to be a lot of hacks and tips where you can kind of use, because all of the tools that are used out there, they take information from your competitors. But I would say that 90% of sellers out there are selling a highly competitive product. So that's something definitely going to be interesting for a lot of sellers out there, both small and big ones, starting or being very proficient. Because I'm gonna also talk about the keywords that you're gonna use in your giveaways, and what are the type of keywords that you should put in your giveaways, and how to attract like people that way, because that also ranks very well, and a lot of people are not using that strategy in a good way, especially on international marketplaces.
Yes, and this is what you will get when you upgrade to VP package. You will get access to 20+ videos from all the speakers. And as I said, the link you will find below in the description. And now I think we are ready for Q&A, right? Lisette, do we have some questions?
Yes. Yeah, let's start with the first question, which is definitely interesting for the sellers. So when the keywords with the highest search volume for German market are in English, not in German, should the sellers use those keywords in the titles and bullets?
Okay, that's a good question. So no, you should not use them because Germans rarely use English words that's gonna sound natural for them. Like you can use words such as fitness or smartwatch, and that's it. But you should be very, very, very careful when using these words. Definitely not use them in the bullets when you're gonna write the listing, the content. In the title, sometimes that could be potentially useful, but basically in backends, you can use English words, especially if you see that they are highest search volume for the German marketplace. I would definitely put them in backends. And as I said, it really depends on the product. If it's something which is connected with fitness or high tech, then yes, leave it in the title. But otherwise, it would sound weird. Like for instance, if you're selling travel mug, you know, and like for instance, travel mug is not going to be like a highly search volume word in German marketplace. We've done that product tons of times, but that would be kind of weird to put the travel mug as a word in the title. So I would be very careful with that and just kind of focus on kind of if the product is kind of more international and has some words that are kind of highly acceptable as some stereotypical words, then yes. Otherwise, no. Hope that answers your question.
Okay, very good. Yeah, thank you for that. So let's take another one. So when the I lost the question. So how can I do keyword research for Spanish market if I don't speak the language? Do I need to manually translate every keyword phrase to understand if it's relevant?
Okay, so what I would do here, if you don't want to spend any money, I would find a Spanish speaker. You can find it on Facebook, expat groups, or anywhere, and just ask people, okay, how do you call this product? And if they, you know, like you have like a couple of answers, and you see how this product is called, you use this word, you click it on Amazon.es, and then you find if that's product or not. If that's the right product, then you take that keyword. In, let's say in Helium 10, you put it in a magnet and then you get the result. And this is like you kind of, you know, begin with. Because a lot of times you put the Google Translate, it's not going to translate as it is. Like maybe it's going to be a little bit misleading, even though it's a good keyword. So I would suggest that you, whatever you do, you just ask someone who's a Spanish speaker and then put that phrase or whatever you get, the long tail keyword, into Amazon.es and see if you get the right product and then take it from there. Of course, you can use that like a Google Sheet that has like the Google Translate formula in it, but sometimes it's not going to be that great translated and you're going to be maybe, you know, puzzled by like if this is relevant or if this is not relevant. So definitely go to somebody who's an expert if you don't want to pay for anything else, and then, you know, just check that Amazon.es website and what it tells you.
Okay, very good. Actually, you mentioned the Google Sheet formula. I know how it works, but can you briefly introduce what it is and how Amazon sellers sometimes use this?
Yeah, like this is commonly used for PPC keywords. Like you have like tons of keywords with like, let's say like travel mug black, travel mug yellow, or like, you know, broad, more exact terms. And then like you can literally write in the next cell, you can just write like the equal sign, and then you can write the language you wanted to translate it to. Basically hit enter, and then in the next cell you're going to have the translation of what this keyword means. There is an exact formula. You can just Google it on Google basically, and it will come out. But that's kind of really, you know, interesting when you have like when you already know what keywords mean, that you're sure, and then maybe like different variations according to the size or color or something else that's a little bit, you know, like to put a twist on it, then you can use it like that. And for thousands of keywords that you put in your PPC campaigns. But I would not, you know, use that necessarily for any of the more advanced keyword research that needs to be in your front end listing.
Okay, very good. Good, thank you. So Rihan asked a question. So basically the question is SEO more important for micro markets than branding? So because you said that basically you can dominate on the market based on keyword optimization.
Yes, but I mean dominate in terms of like that your product shows more than your competitors, not like your brand being better than their brand. Branding and keywords are different. Branding is like everything that you do, like the pictures, the storytelling, the videos, the A+ content, that's branding. But keywords, I was referring more to like what keywords to use so you can dominate the search so that your products show up better. So your products show up more, and then you get ranked for more things than your competitors. So in that terms, like how to get better SEO listings than your competitors. And then up on top of that, there's like tons of other things. But this is what works, and this is what will get you more sales if you get your keywords right. And if you use keywords that not a lot of your other competitors are ranked for, because everybody goes for all the keywords that all of your competitors are ranked for. That's good. But you should also like leave, let's say 30% for something that they're not ranked for. And I'm sure you can always find something that's good that also describes your product, and you can put it in your listing. Like we've tested this on like, I think more than 2,000 products, and we could always find something, and it was good. It was not like too broad or related search term. It was the search term for the specific product.
Okay, good. So Arnel has a question about the ranking choice. So what is it exactly and how you can check it? And is it the same as keyword organic ranking or sponsored ranking?
So yeah, it's like a keyword organic ranking, more of like that. But the exact ranking ranking juice is what you can see in this tool that we use called Data Dive. It shows the exact ranking juice that this keyword has. And sometimes like the search volume is not like super high, but the ranking juice is insane and the competitors are low. And this is when you know how to use the keyword. So basically this is the keyword that will give you a lot of ranking. And then this is this is a very good opportunity for you, like highly opportunistic keyword to be used in the listing if it has high ranking juice. Yeah.
Good. So Javier is asking, how is optimization different for every country?
Okay, so optimization is different because you have different keywords. Sometimes the keywords will be the same and you will have travel mug black on all of the marketplaces. But sometimes people will not be looking for travel mug black in Germany and in Mexico, for instance, which has to do like a lot with, maybe, people would not travel a lot in Mexico because of, I don't know, COVID this summer, for instance, or like maybe something else will stop them from doing something else that is kind of normal on a different marketplace. So it's really like localization is everything. And that also affects optimization. So out of a lot of different reasons, the keywords don't necessarily have to be the same. And that same marketplace doesn't have to look for same things. Like for instance, when it comes to products, like there's a portable AC available in the US, which is not top search frequency term. It's like not even in like 1,000. You can check that in Brand Analytics. But in Germany last year, it was in like top 15 frequency search terms. And that is a winning product over there because of the climate change, because it's very hot in Germany. And there's like a lot of buildings that don't have ACs as a lot of other homes in the US have. So people are looking for other ways to cool down a little bit, like during summer. And that's a great product for that. And the same goes for optimization. Like every country has different culture and they have different habits and different things that they prefer. So that's why it's important to do keyword research separately for each marketplace.
Mm-hmm. Good. So Michael is asking a question like this. What about the quality of translation from GPT-3 OpenAI, as it's as good as anything else? And for product names, are you familiar with this one?
Okay. Yes, thank you so much for the question. We haven't tested the GPT-3, but we have tested another AI. It's called Copysmith. And so what we've learned is that when you do copywriting for German, it's not that great. It doesn't build a listing or the content that sounds good. When it comes to Spanish language, it does 70% good job. So it is decent. You will still have to, like fix it here and there, but it doesn't do a bad job when it comes to copywriting, which means building a listing from scratch. But when it comes to translations, it's not good at all, because what happens is that if you have an English text and then you translate it to another language, this tool doesn't stick to the original text. Like, let's say I wanna translate, like my travel mug has you can hold it and it keeps your fingers from burning. And if you put this in Copysmith or any other AI, because we tested another one, it gets the same results and they don't stick to the text. So what these AI tools do, they just gonna do their own content, which has nothing to do with the original content. So you're gonna lose a lot of valuable information. You're gonna lose a lot of things that you wanna emphasize because you're using this for translations. So I would not use any of the AIs for translations, but I would use them for copywriting, as that could be potentially very interesting in the future.
All right, and let's take a few more questions. There is one here. So Amazon auto-translated my German product page to show it in Polish for customers from Poland, but the translation is incorrect and doesn't even reflect the German copy. How can I update this?
Yeah, this is something you have to fix inside of the Seller Central. And if you can just email me, I'm happy to send you the instruction. This is easy way to do. Just basically have to like uncheck the auto translation inside of the Seller Central. But I know I can explain that per email.
All right. Rehan wants to know, are there loopholes in German marketplace for competing against bestsellers? If so, is it SEO?
Well, from what we do content. We specialize in SEO. Definitely, we've seen like sellers have better results and are getting more sales when you optimize them with this sort of keyword strategy that I was talking about, trying to find the keywords that nobody's using and put them in the title and the bullets. This is basically how you can beat the competitors on an SEO level. So this is what we've seen that happen. Sometimes it's more difficult, sometimes it's less difficult. We've had recently a product, I think it was some sort of like a hair dryer. Oh, no, it was a blow dryer in a brush, basically. That's a very, very highly competitive product where from 15 competitors, I think 6 of them had fantastic content. But even there, you can find something. It's not going to be that good, but you can dig out something that you can be ranked for that can bring you more ranking juice than what they're doing.
Great. So one more question. In Helium 10, should I put word count to 1 for other European languages besides German?
So I would say for Dutch, because it also has the Germanic root, I would say put 1 for Dutch and also put 1 for Swedish language. For other languages, 2 is absolutely fine, as they have the 2 or more structure for the long tail keyword.
But I like this tip for German language to put just 1 in the filter.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do you check if 10 competitors rank for an exact keyword?
You can use this in this new tool that we've been testing out called Data Dive, and you can see more. And I did like a walkthrough in the VIP session that I did.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, everyone who is like wondering what is Data Dive, I put a link in the description as well. There is a discount code if you want to sign up. And let's see, I think this we didn't take.
Also, I'm not promoting Data Dive or anything, but as I said, like really from the results using Helium 10 and Data Dive, this is where we get like some really good results.
Okay. All right. So I think that's it.
Well, tons of questions. This is great.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed the content, make sure that you click like and subscribe here below this video. And Yana, how can people get help from you? I'm sure that we have a link to your service as well in the description, but how
absolutely, you guys can. There's also like a QR code which you can scan in the presentation, and also you can add me on LinkedIn. You can send me an email at yana@ylt-translations.com. And I would strongly advise for you guys to follow our page on Facebook and LinkedIn, as we always give like some tons of like really great updates. We are always, the first to find out about some new things happening. We test out things all the time. We work with a bunch of very big sellers and big multi-brands. And if you guys have any questions, maybe you tried out something, didn't work, I'll be happy to hop on a call and see how we can improve that.
All right, great. Right,
and I also wanted to quickly mention that, Yana, you do updates or post updates. And also yesterday during Ryan Kramer's presentation, he mentions how your agency brought out the news about the new market. So he even posted the screenshot of your post. So yeah, thanks for keeping us up to date.
Wow. Okay, awesome. Brian is great. Yeah. Ryan is great. Yeah. Yeah, he asked me about it. I said, yeah, of course, go ahead. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to international marketplaces, that's our bread and butter, and we really, always try to stay up to date with absolutely everything happening. And people always ask about, hey, so what's the newest marketplace? How are the sales going? Right now we're receiving a lot of inquiries for Turkey. So Turkey has been around for a while, but just recently people started being interested more and more in selling in Turkey, which is kind of interesting. And I have a quick tip about Turkish marketplace. Since a lot of people are getting into it, it's not great for for the kitchen and tableware and basically all kitchenware category, it's not great. It's not selling at all. So if your product is one of those in those categories, just stay away from that. I don't know why that is actually the reason, but the kitchenware category is a no-go for Turkey.
And do you help with translations in chicken?
In chicken, yes, we do. We do all sorts of yes, we do all sorts of feather animals and furry too.
All right, thank you very much, Yana. And
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Take care.
Bye. And now I would like to invite you to watch the video with Norm Farrar, where he is answering different questions how to optimize your Amazon product listings.